I used to think my life was simple. I don't need much, I told myself every day. Just her. Aisha would smile when I said that. At least she used to. Why do you work so late? She asked one night, not looking at me. So we don't have to worry, I said. So you can rest. She nodded, scrolling on her phone. You don't have to try so hard. I want to, I said. You're my wife. That word used to mean everything. I paid the bills, cooked when she was tired, listened when she complained. When she stopped talking, I told myself she was stressed. When she came home late, I told myself to trust her. Do you even miss me? I asked once. She sighed. Why do you always ask that? Because you feel far, I said. I'm just busy, she replied. Busy became silent dinners. Silent dinners became locked phones. Locked phones became lies I pretended not to see. One night she said, I'm going out with friends. Which friends? I asked. She paused. Does it matter? Yes, I said. It does to me. She grabbed her bag. You're suffocating me. Those words stayed with me as I followed her car from a distance, my hands shaking on the steering wheel. I kept saying, please turn back. Please. She didn't. She stopped outside a hotel. A man stepped out to greet her. He smiled like he owned the world. She laughed like I had never heard before. I walked toward them. Aisha, I said. She froze. The man looked at me. Who's this? I'm her husband, I said. She didn't deny it. Rohan laughed softly. You didn't tell me he'd show up. She whispered, I didn't think you'd follow me. Answer me, I said. Is this real? She looked at him, then at me. I'm tired, she said. I don't feel alive with you. Rohan put his arm around her. She's with me now. I waited for her to push him away. She didn't. I loved you, I said. She said, love isn't enough. Those words broke something inside me. I stepped back. So that's it. She nodded. Please don't make this harder. I laughed, but no sound came out. I built my life around you. She looked away. I never asked you to. That was the moment I died. I walked back to my car, my chest tight, my ears ringing. The road was wet. Rain hit the windshield like angry fingers. I kept hearing her voice. Love isn't enough. Was I really that easy to replace? I asked the empty seat beside me. A truck's headlights blinded me. I don't remember the impact. I remember the silence after. I was on the road, rain soaking my clothes, blood warm against the cold ground. My phone was cracked beside me. I tried to call her. My hand wouldn't move. Not like this, I whispered. Please. Cars passed. No one stopped. I thought of our wedding. I thought of her smile. I thought of everything I gave. I wasn't perfect, I said. But I was loyal. My vision blurred. I just wanted to be enough. The rain mixed with my tears. My breathing slowed. The last thing I felt wasn't anger. It was disbelief. I closed my eyes, thinking my life had ended there, alone, unseen, and unfinished. I woke up to a ceiling I didn't recognize. You're alive, someone said. I tried to speak. My throat burned. Where am I? In a government hospital, a tired voice replied. You were brought in as an unknown accident victim. My wife, I whispered. Call my wife. The man sighed. Name? I told him. He flipped through a file. I'm sorry. That person was declared dead. I'm right here, I said. How can I be dead? He rubbed his eyes. Your ID was damaged. Another body matched your records. The death certificate is already issued. So fix it, I said. He looked away. It's not that simple. Days passed. No one came. No calls. No searches. I stared at the wall and asked myself, did she even try to find me? A nurse said softly, your family? I have a wife, I replied. She didn't answer after that. When I could walk, they moved me to a corner bed. Dr. Mehra checked on me once a day. I'll correct the record when I can, he said. I'm handling too many cases. When? I asked. Soon, he replied, but his eyes told me it wouldn't be. I was discharged with no money, no phone, no identity. At the shelter, Samir handed me a blanket. You'll be safe here. I don't belong here, I said. He smiled gently. None of us thought we did. At night, men whispered their stories. I stayed quiet. Old man Yusuf sat beside me one evening. You look like someone who lost more than sleep. I lost my life, I said. He nodded. Then you're free. That confused me. Weeks turned into months. I watched couples laugh on the street. I watched people scroll on phones living my old life. One night, I borrowed Samir's phone. I searched her name. I saw photos. She was smiling. In a new apartment. With him. She moved on fast, Samir said quietly. I didn't cry. Something inside me went numb. Did she mourn me? I asked. Samir shook his head. Does it matter now? It did. It hurt more than the accident. I stopped asking about my past. I stopped correcting people when they called me by the wrong name. What's your name? Samir asked once. I paused. It doesn't matter. Old man Yusuf chuckled. Then choose a new one. I don't deserve one, I said. He leaned closer. You survived. That's enough. I found work cleaning a warehouse. No questions. Cash only. The manager said, you show up on time. That's rare. I don't have anywhere else to be, I replied. At night I talked to myself. She chose him, I said. That's the truth. I remembered her words. Love isn't enough. Maybe I wasn't, I answered myself. 1 year passed. Then another. Dr. Mera finally found me. You can reclaim your identity, he said. But it will bring questions. From who? I asked. From your wife, he replied. I thought of her smile in those photos. No, I said. Let me stay dead. He looked surprised. Are you sure? Yes, I said. The man she loved is already gone. That night I sat with old man Yusuf. You look lighter, he said. I buried myself, I replied. He smiled. Good. Now you can grow. I stared at the city lights. The world forgot me. And slowly I forgot who I used to be. I won't go back, I told myself one morning. That man is gone. Samir looked at me. You talking to me or your past? My past, I said. It keeps calling. Then change your number, he replied. I took that advice seriously. When the clerk asked, name? I hesitated. I said a new one. It felt strange but lighter. This is who you are now, I whispered later. At my new job, Rajiv looked me up and down. You ever worked in logistics? No, I said. You willing to learn? Yes. That's enough, he replied. The days were long. My hands hurt. My back screamed. Rajiv said, pain means you're still alive. I know, I said. I checked. He smirked. Good. Don't waste it. Neha worked beside me. She spoke calmly, never rushed. You're quiet, she said one day. I listen more now, I replied. That's not a weakness, she said. People mistake it for one. I nodded. No one had defended my silence before. During lunch, she asked, what did you do before? I survived, I said. She didn't push. I respected that. Weeks passed. Rajiv noticed. You're faster, he said. More focused. I'm angry, I replied. He raised an eyebrow. Use it. Neha said softly, or let it pass. I liked how different they were. One evening, I saw a familiar face on Neha's phone. That's my wife, I said without thinking. She looked surprised. Was. I took the phone. Photos showed luxury, smiles, trips. She looks happy, Neha said carefully. Appearances lie, I replied. How do you know? She asked. Because she used to smile like that with me, I said. Right before she stopped. Later, curiosity won. I searched deeper. I saw comments, arguments, hidden posts. Her lover controlled everything. Money, friends, even her words. She traded freedom for comfort, I said aloud. Neha overheard. Some people confuse cages with safety. I used to be her cage, I said. No, she replied firmly. You were her shelter. She walked out. That stayed with me. Rajiv called me into his office. You want more hours? He asked. Yes, I said. I want to grow. Why? He asked. So no one can erase me again. He leaned back. That's a good reason. The work got harder. I welcomed it. At night I looked in the mirror. I'm still here, I told my reflection. You failed to break me. Neha asked one day, are you looking for revenge? I shook my head. I'm looking for peace. That's harder, she said. I know, I replied. I stopped checking my old life daily. I stopped wondering if she missed me. One evening Neha said, you smile more now. I earned it, I said. Rajiv overheard. Confidence suits you. It's borrowed, I replied. From pain. He nodded. Pain is a strict teacher. That night I dreamed without nightmares. For the first time I didn't wake up missing anyone. I woke up proud. I survived, I said softly, and that felt like revenge enough. I was leaving work when I heard my name. Not my new name. My old one. I froze. I turned slowly, already knowing. She stood there, thinner, pale, eyes tired. She looked like someone who had been running for years. Is it really you? She whispered. I said nothing. She stepped closer. I thought you were dead. You did, I replied. Her eyes filled with tears. I searched everywhere. I smiled slightly. No, you didn't. She flinched. Please don't say that. What should I say? I asked. Welcome back. She swallowed. I left him. I nodded. I know. Her face brightened. You do. I see everything now, I said. From a distance. She reached for my arm. I stepped back. Don't, I said calmly. She stared at me like I was a stranger. You're different. I had time, I replied. She laughed nervously. I knew you'd forgive me. That made me laugh. What? Short. Empty. Why would you think that? I asked. Because you always did, she said. You loved me. I loved who I thought you were, I replied. She started crying. I was lonely. You weren't alone, I said. You were married. She shook her head. You were never home. I was working, I said. For us. She looked down. I was weak. You were selfish, I replied. She wiped her tears. He controlled me. You chose him, I said. Every day. She whispered, I made a mistake. Yes, I said. You did. She stepped closer again. Come home with me. I shook my head. I already buried that home. Her voice trembled. I can fix this. You can't, I replied. You don't even know what you broke. She looked at me in panic. I lost everything. I met her eyes. So did I. She whispered, I suffered. I died, I said. She gasped. What do you mean? The man who loved you didn't survive that night, I said. You're standing in front of someone else. She stared. Why didn't you come back? Why didn't you wait? I asked. Silence sat between us. She said softly, I thought you'd never leave me. I thought you'd never betray me, I replied. She reached into her bag. I kept your ring. Then you should know, I said, rings don't close wounds. She broke down. Please. I have nowhere to go. I felt nothing. I know, I said. That's why you're here. She looked up shocked. That's not true. You didn't come for love, I said. You came because you fell. She shook her head. You're cruel. No, I replied. I'm clear. She stood there trembling. I miss you. I don't miss who I was, I said. Her voice cracked. I still love you. That word means nothing now, I replied. She whispered, say you hate me. I thought for a moment. I don't. She looked confused. Then what do you feel? Free, I said. She took a step back. So this is it? This ended 2 years ago, I replied. She nodded slowly, like something inside her finally broke. I hope you're happy, she said. I am, I replied. Because I survived. She walked away without looking back. I didn't follow. I had already won. I didn't go looking for karma. It came to me. Neha showed me her phone one afternoon. You might want to see this. I glanced at the screen. That's him. Rohan looked smaller somehow. His smile was gone. Fraud charges, Neha said. Company funds. Fake accounts. I nodded. He always liked shortcuts. You're calm, she said. I already survived him, I replied. Later that week my phone rang. An unknown number. Hello? I said. Please, Aisha whispered. Don't hang up. I closed my eyes. Why are you calling me? He lost everything, she said. The house. The money. The friends. That happens, I replied. She cried. I defended him. You defended your choice, I said. She took a breath. I have no one. I stayed silent. She misunderstood it. I knew you'd listen. I'm listening, I said. Not forgiving. She came to see me again. This time she looked older. Smaller. I need you, she said. No, I replied. You want shelter. She shook her head. I changed. So did I said. That's why this won't work. She grabbed my hands. I was blind. You saw clearly, I replied. You just liked what you saw. She whispered, I regret everything. I believe you, I said. That doesn't change the damage. She looked hopeful. Then come back. Let's start over. I pulled my hands away. Start from where? From us, she said. There is no us, I replied. She raised her voice. You're punishing me. I'm protecting myself, I said. She fell silent. I spoke slowly. Do you know when I died? She frowned. You're alive. Physically, I said. But the night you chose him, something ended. She listened. I loved you without conditions, I continued. I trusted you blindly. She whispered, I know. That man never came back, I said. I buried him alone. Her lips trembled. You're blaming me. I'm telling you the truth, I replied. She cried harder. I didn't mean to hurt you. Intent doesn't erase impact, I said. She wiped her face. So this is my punishment? I shook my head. This isn't punishment. This is consequence. She looked confused. What's the difference? Punishment comes from anger, I said. This comes from clarity. She sat down. I don't recognize you. That's because I finally recognize myself, I replied. She whispered, Do you still care? I care enough not to lie, I said. She nodded slowly. Rohan tried to call you. I raised an eyebrow. Why? He wants help, she said. He's scared. That's new, I replied. He said you ruined him, she added. I smiled slightly. I wasn't even there. She stared at me. You won. I shook my head. There was no competition. Neha stood nearby, listening quietly. Aisha looked at her. Is she? She's someone who respects me, I said. Neha said nothing. She didn't need to. Aisha whispered, I wish I was her. That's the problem, I replied. You always wanted what you didn't build. She stood up, defeated. Will you ever forgive me? I thought carefully. Maybe, I said. But forgiveness doesn't mean return. She nodded, tears falling again. I hope you find peace, I added. She laughed bitterly. You sound kind. I learned it from pain, I said. She walked away slowly this time. Neha touched my arm. Are you okay? Yes, I said. I finally told the truth. That night I slept without guilt. Karma didn't need my help. It already knew the address. I sat in the small office watching the papers in front of me. You sure about this? The clerk asked. Yes, I said. I want my name back. My life. Once it's done, there's no going back, he warned. That's the point, I replied. Outside the city hummed. Life moved on without me for 2 years. Now it would move with me in it. Neha came in quietly. Are you ready? I think so, I said. It's not just the papers. It's everything. She nodded. You earned this. I smiled slightly. Earned it by surviving. Later I saw Aisha waiting outside. She looked smaller, somehow fragile. I heard you're reclaiming everything, she said. Yes, I replied calmly. You don't hate me? She asked, hope trembling in her voice. I'm beyond hate, I said. I'm beyond you. She stepped closer. Can we talk? I can talk, I said. But not about the past. Her lips quivered. I lost you forever. You didn't lose me to death, I said softly. You lost me to life. To growth. I thought I could come back, she whispered. I thought silence meant forgiveness. I shook my head. You never understood me. You only understood what you wanted. She fell silent. So this is it? Yes, I said. This is it. Rohan appeared behind her, looking exhausted and defeated. I tried, he said. I can't fix anything. Good, I replied. You shouldn't. He hung his head. You're alive. You survived. I am, I said. And that's all that matters. Aisha's eyes filled with tears. I want to apologize. You don't need to, I interrupted. Not anymore. But I hurt you, she said. Yes, I agreed. And it taught me everything I needed to know. I don't understand, she said. Then don't, I replied. Understanding isn't for everyone. Neha watched quietly, letting me choose my own way. I forgive myself, I said. That's enough. Aisha looked shocked. So you're free? Yes, I said. I'm finally free. Not from you, but from the man I was when I needed you. She stepped back. I don't know who you are anymore. Exactly, I said. You never knew me and now I know myself. Rohan muttered something under his breath and walked away, shoulders slumped. Aisha called after him, but he didn't turn. She looked at me again, desperate. Can't we at least be friends? No, I said. Not even that. But I live my life now, I said. I don't relive yours. Her shoulders sank. I see. I felt a strange calm. No anger. No longing. Only clarity. You survived, she said softly. Yes, I said. And so did I. Neha smiled. Ready to go? I nodded. Yes. Let's go. We walked into the sunlight. I thought of the man I had been. The one who begged, trusted blindly, and believed love alone could protect him. I smiled faintly. I'm gone, I whispered to myself. He's gone. Neha didn't say anything. She didn't need to. The streets passed by. Life buzzed around me. People laughed, argued, lived. I stopped looking back. I survived, I said again. And that's enough. We reached the park where children played, dogs ran, and sunlight warmed everything. This feels good, Neha said. Yes, I said. Like I finally belonged to myself. Aisha's world was collapsing behind us. She would realize one day what she lost. I didn't need her to. I only needed myself. No hatred. No revenge. No regret. Only freedom. I walked taller, breathed deeper, and finally smiled without guilt. I wasn't brought back to punish anyone, I whispered. I was brought back to live. Neha glanced at me. And you will. Yes, I said. I will. The city moved on and I moved with it. The past stayed behind, silent and powerless. I didn't look back. Not once. I am alive, I whispered to the wind. Truly alive. And I walked forward. Not as the man who begged to be loved, but as the man who survived. The streets, the sun, the air, all of it was mine. And finally I felt peace.